going to jump straight into this one, give you some mindsets that work for me and clients that I coach to better handle romantic rejection. So the first thing to understand is that it's not the same as social rejection. The person that's romantically rejecting you, you might get on with them as a friend. Romantic connection is like a contract between two people. And there's a lot of factors that have to align to make that contract work. You can be someone that the other person finds attractive. There can be mutual attraction there, and it can still lead to a romantic rejection. There can still be a lack of compatibility. So it's actually super normal, happens to everybody, happens to attractive people. I've never met a single guy that I've coached that hasn't been through a bunch of romantic rejections. Really, it's completely normal. So normalizing romantic rejection is a key part of the process. And really, you only want to date a small pool of girls, only a small pool that really get you. So one great mindset shift is to shift from the mindset of, why didn't this person pick me? Which is highly personal. Switch from that mindset to perhaps it just wasn't aligned for both of us. It's a two-way street. It's not your fault if it doesn't work out. The combination of you and her doesn't work. Simple as that. She's equally responsible in that as you are. So it just didn't work out for both of you guys. A great little reframe is that rejection is actually redirection. The person rejecting you is so kind, it's so nice because they're not wasting your time. Your time is super precious, really, really precious, priceless commodity. And they're saying, don't waste it on me. Don't waste it on me. I'm not the right person. So they're actually giving you space in your life, giving you time to go out and meet somebody that's better for you. So reframe rejection as redirection. They're helping you get to your goal by saying, stop looking here, look elsewhere. And I've wrote these mindsets down, which is why I'm turning to some paper. Protecting your self-worth. This is super important. So romantic rejection is not a reflection of your personal worth as a man, your value as a person. It's nothing like this. The other person doesn't get to determine how you view yourself. Don't give them that power. As long as you like how you showed up to the date, to the conversation, to the activity where you met this person, as long as you like how you showed up, then that's success. You don't need to try and please that other person. Liking yourself and valuing yourself is so much more important. And although this analogy is a little bit cheesy, there's some merit in it. So it's like you are a particular flavor of ice cream. Maybe you're quite a rare flavor, like rum and raisin. Maybe you're a really common flavor, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. But the girl could only pick one particular flavor. So you could be some dope ice cream. Looks fantastic, tastes fantastic, is fantastic, but it might not be someone else's preference. Just because it's not someone else's preference doesn't mean it's not highly valuable. If you go to a restaurant and look on the menu, different people pick different things. One person picks the chicken burger, someone else picks the steak, someone else goes for the curry. No one's right to say that. Option one is better than option two. Option three is the worst. It's not like that. So you can be attractive, but just not someone else's flavor, not someone else's cup of tea. But keep serving up that flavor. Keep backing yourself all the time, regardless. Another mindset is you can view it as training and refinement. Every time you get rejected, you can come back more resilient and stronger. Fear of rejection, in my opinion, is the biggest barrier that stops guys finding someone amazing. Every time you face it, you have the opportunity to grow and have it hold you back less. Imagine how much better your life would be if you had high self-worth, you didn't care too much about rejection, but you didn't hold back at all from being your most confident best self all the time. Would be so much better, you could achieve so much more. So it's training. There's always a lesson in there. There's truth. It's impossible for the truth to be that you can't meet someone nice. That can never be the truth. It might help you to grow. Maybe there's things you need to change in your behavior that are going to improve your chances. Maybe you need to grow in confidence. Maybe you need to just better accept the fact that not everybody's going to like you on that level. But if there's pain there, there's a lesson there. And when you learn the lesson and get the growth, you're not going to be affected as much in the future. So it's a rep, it's training. Another good important mindset is to avoid making it so personal. It's natural and easy to take rejection to heart and view it as this big personal thing. It must be something wrong with you that's caused this to happen. But often it actually reflects on the other person and it's things outside of your control. It can just be time. The other person might have just decided that, you know what, I'm not open to dating myself because I don't want to get hurt. Maybe they've got a situationship, they've got someone else in their life and it's just messy and complicated. So many possible reasons, but you don't need to understand the why to move forward powerfully. The next mindset, which follows on from this, is that you don't need to chase closure, you can create it. So rather than having your brain loop round in circles, trying to find the answer, how come this one didn't work out? How come I got rejected? How come it didn't lead to a long-term relationship? Whatever it is. Closure is something you can create right now on the spot. You don't need to understand the why. You need to make the empowered decision just to move on. Do you know what? I don't need to analyze anymore. Let's close this particular chapter. Let's move forwards. Let's carry on. You'll get over it in time. It won't bother you in the future. You can just move forwards. The next mindset, leave the door open, but not your heart. What this means is that perhaps you're not meant to form that romantic contract with a particular person, but you can still get on as friends. There's no reason why you can't get on a social level. But of course, if someone's rejected you romantically, you don't need to be romantically open to that person. In fact, that's actually not fair on you. You can close yourself off romantically from that person. They don't have to get a second chance. You're giving them what they're giving you, and it's like, okay, we're not going to go further romantically. You're not going to go further with me, so I'm not going to go further with you. Let's make it fair. Let's get on as mates, but I'm going to close that door and go for someone different. You have every right to do that. You can protect yourself in this way, and you can still get in on a social level, because romantic rejection doesn't equal social rejection. Doesn't mean you're not being accepted as a person. Doesn't mean you're not enough as a person. It's just that the romantic contracts can only really happen between compatible people. Some people are rarer breeds, and that means that it's going to be rarer for you to find someone that's compatible, that matches with you. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being rarer. There's nothing wrong with being more common either. Another mindset, which not really a mindset, just a truth and a lesson. You're better off being single than being with the wrong person. If you're in a toxic relationship or it's negative, well, at least being single's neutral. You can be completely happy single. And if you don't believe you can be completely happy single, well, that points to work you can do on yourself, because I've been in that place where I thought it wasn't possible to be happy and content single. I worked on myself. I'm now completely fine single. I don't need somebody in my life, but I'm openly dating at this point in time. I've took a break, recently opened up my own dating life, went on a date last Friday. There wasn't that compatibility, which is fine. I'll go on some more, let it go the way it's supposed to go, but not from pressure. Your life is like a big bowl of ice cream that tastes amazing. It's fantastic. And relationships are just the sprinkles on top. A nice bonus, but they're not the main thing in your life. Your life shouldn't be revolving around chasing a partner. Not if it comes from a place of need. Appreciation, that's a much better place, where you appreciate having someone great in your life, but you're a mature adult. You don't need them. You're completely secure without that person. That means that you can't be manipulated by that person. It makes you stronger. It means that you're going to treat each other in a healthy way with mutual respects. So it's great protection for both people. And if you're the kind of person that's been in a series of toxic relationships, you've experienced that, where the other person has been, let's say, manipulative, that kind of thing. The answer to your problem is more self-love, being kinder to yourself. Ideally, more equally kind to yourself as you are to other people. When you do this, you'll stop attracting the wrong partners and start to attract healthier partners. So there's inner work you can do to be happy being single, and being single is better than being in a bad relationship. Don't be afraid of being single, because that fear will keep you trapped with somebody that you don't really want to be with. I think it's also completely fine to hold out for the right person. In my personal opinion and my perspective, I'm happy to wait. I'm not in a rush. I'm more focused on business and coaching personally. Living life, loving life. I'm more focused on that right now. But of course, I'm open to meeting the right person when the time's right. This brings me on to another mindset: trust in your trajectory. Trust in your timing. Why does your life have to follow the same pattern as other people's? Just because it's different, you're going down a different path, doesn't mean it's not valid, doesn't mean it doesn't count. It doesn't mean that you don't have access to romance and connection and feeling attractive. It doesn't have to mean that. But it is possible that your trajectory is just different than other people's. But as long as you're growing, you're doing the right things, you can trust that things will work out. And there is two basics when it comes to dating. Two questions. And if you can answer yes to both of these questions, then you've closed down your own dating life. The first one, are you talking to girls that you actually like? Are you having the conversations? If you're not having the conversations, how do you expect to form the connections and form that relationship? The second question, are you asking out girls that you're speaking to? If you can answer yes to both of these questions, then you've closed down your dating life. And possibly the reason why is the fear of rejection. So when I say trust your trajectory, this means as long as your dating life is actually open. Providing that it's open and you have these fundamentals in place, as scary as it sounds, why should your journey be the same as the next person's? Something that has kind of amazed me is just how many guys, and I've been in this position myself, 100%. How many guys have feel completely disconnected from the dating world? They feel romantically just totally disconnected, sidelined, and it feels impossible for them to meet somebody. I've coached loads of guys who've been in that place. I've 100% been in that place for quite a number of years, and really had to go to hell and back quite a lot of times to get out of that place. But it is quite amazing, and quite a lot of these guys that I've coached and will be coaching are actually really nice guys that if you met them, you wouldn't think they have problems in this area of life. You would think this guy must have no problems. Great physical shape, really good speaking, comes across very, very well. But ultimately, due to various issues, their dating life is closed down. They're not actually connecting with people. They're in a default social mode, but not really being themselves. They're afraid to tell girls that they like them. And by the way, that is I don't like the term friend zone, really don't, but the way that you get out of it is really simple. It's telling a girl that you like her. Nothing more to it than that. So maybe they're not doing that. Maybe they're sabotaging on some level. They're expecting rejection. They're walking with their heads down. Perhaps they're too afraid to talk to somebody, afraid of carrying the conversation, afraid of being judged, afraid of being portrayed as a harasser, afraid of coming across in the wrong way and being misinterpreted, afraid of rejection, afraid of so many things, or just not really sure of how to go about meeting somebody. They feel cut off, a bit isolated, and they're like, how do I actually meet someone? What are the practicalities? Where do I go to? So what this means is that it actually normalizes it. Loads of guys struggle in this area, and loads of guys that are very, very, very capable, high functioning, good people. Doesn't mean that you're not a valuable person. It just means that either there's some growth needed, there's changes to the ways you're approaching things, and your lifestyle, your life setup, and perhaps fear's getting in the way. Often fear is there's sabotage, there's unconscious things you're doing to push people away. And until I got coaching from this guy in London, which changed my life personally, I had pretty much zero success in this area of life. And on some level, I was sabotaging before I got the coaching, made some tweaks, got more confident, then started to see results where in the past I hadn't seen any. And just to throw it out there before wrapping up the live stream, if you are a guy in this category, 3 things to focus on to improve your chances. I'll go with 4 actually, because all 4 of these things always help out people that I've coached. They always work. Confidence, honesty, social skills, health and fitness. If you work on these 4 pillars, you get yourself more confident around people. You improve your honesty. That means actually connecting with people, not putting on an image, a facade, trying to be this person, trying to be something you're not. Letting the guard down and actually being your real self. Social skills. Some people think they have good social skills. Some people really do. And without the good social skills or without a good mindset, you're going to be putting people off, possibly without even realizing. If you feel really, really negative and heavy in some areas, you're going to push people away and not give yourself the chance that you really need. And health and fitness too. As I improve my own health and fitness, started to do cardio, go to the gym, do CrossFit stuff, and until I made this progress, when I made this progress, I noticed more interest, more attention, more dates, and better conversations. I could see a different response. So all of these things 100% work. You don't need to look 10 out of 10. It's about how you show up in reality. That's something that you can change. You can change how you show up. If you show up really, really, really well, you're going to feel good in yourself. And this means that you're going to have good self-esteem. So even if you get rejected, you cannot respect and love yourself. But you're going to be filtered in a lot more. You're going to have more opportunities. Some of those won't pan out the way you'd hoped, because that romantic contract is rarer. More things have to align. But if you can persist through the rejection, treat it as redirection, trust in your trajectory, build momentum, keep on going, not stop, learn to enjoy it, then you're going to start to find people who are really interested in you. You're going to put yourself in a position where you actually have some choice. It is possible to get to a stage where you have some choice. You don't feel cut off or like you have to just accept what you're given. You can actually go for someone that you genuinely like. But it is a process and it does take time. And it's okay if you're struggling in this area. It's a highly vulnerable area, and lots of people have struggled in this area over the years. And you're not the first, you won't be the last, but it is possible to change your relationship with relationships, to get out of a place where you feel stuck, and to get into a much more empowered place where you can actually meet the people that you want to meet. If you're willing to put the honest hard work in and you're not sabotaging. I hope that you got value from watching this live stream. If you're looking for private one-to-one coaching, feel free to send me an email and I'll see if I can work with you. I only work with people that I know I can help out in situations where I definitely have the relevant skills. Until next time, have a great rest of your day. And if you're interested in checking out my up and coming virtual events, keep an eye out. I'm going to be putting some on this month, getting people down, live confidence building lab. So much nicer to meet people and have a chat. You're going to make a lot more progress with social anxiety that way. And the point of the events is to have real conversations where you get to the nuanced details of your specific situation, what's holding you back, and changes that you can make which are tailor made that are going to really pay off for you. It's also a chance for you to get things off your chest, meet other people, connect, growing confidence, and you're going to get so much more from coming down to virtual events or in-person ones that I host as well. You're going to get so much more value from this than you will do from YouTube videos. I've tried both myself. Other people have tried both. I've seen the difference. It is night and day. So that's enough of me waffling with hopefully some golden nuggets in there of content. Gonna switch off for now, possibly do one short video and upload that, chill out for the evening, finish my day's coaching, got another coaching session tomorrow, gonna keep on going, building the coaching empire, and it's great to have everything be taken off in my life.